Hi. Can you all hear me okay? I've got a bit of a cold, so I wasn't sure if you can hear me okay. I'm really pleased to see so many of you here, and I think it's a real credit to the cutting room to have everybody here, and so many people that are involved in this project in so many different ways as well. As most of you are probably aware, I'm Rhiannon, and the cutting room approached me last autumn and asked me if I could work with them to come up with a community engaged project that would engage people of all different ages, all different cultures, in all different parts of the city, linking up the university, Nottingham-on-Trent, linking up the Playhouse, and linking up the New Art Exchange Gallery. So we came up with a series of workshops. You'll see the fruits of the hard labour of people like Felix that's hanging in the foyer, where we had a lot of fun and a bit of mess making kites. And we had the lovely Valerie, who very kindly came along and spoke about her experiences and time in Afghanistan, which was really interesting for all of us to hear about what Afghanistan's like in relation to how we quite often have it interpreted in terms of media portrayal. So it was really interesting how, to begin with, when we were kind of brainstorming as a group about Afghanistan, the ideas of what we often see in the news and media around desert and war and unhappiness, and actually what became very apparent throughout the day was that actually it was full of mountains and snow and love and families and communities and friendship. And so we came up with a whole variety of kites that reflected hopes and aspirations of people for themselves, for Nottingham, and for those in Afghanistan. And I hope that you can get a sense of that from 30 of the kites that have been selected and are on display. And Felix, I would love to give you this as a very small token, but very, very hugely felt thank you for your beautiful artwork and contribution to the project. And I'd like to applaud you. And Abby, is Abby hiding somewhere? Yes, Abby? I'd also like the same message for you as well. So thank you ever so much. And the project still really continues, because over the last few months I've had the absolute honour and privilege of meeting some fantastic people like Jane. I have to embarrass you as well, and the hard work that Jane does with the refugee community. And it's just absolutely wonderful, the amount of people that have got involved in this project, from children making kites to having cups of tea and hearing some fantastic stories from people working across the city for such fantastic causes. And it would be shameful if I don't plug the event we've got next Tuesday at the New Art Exchange, which is a panel event where I have been able to have a variety of people, from politicians to police to emergency services to refugee workers to a guy who's got asylum now from Afghanistan, who's now living in Nottingham, and they're all coming to share their story next week at the New Art Exchange with me. And I'm very privileged to be facilitating that conversation that they're going to be having with each other, and also with you. And what is at the heart of this project has been everybody who's been involved. And I was trying to do some numbers and worked out that there's been over 150 people who've already touched and been involved in this project. And that's not including everybody who tonight has just looked up and seen the kites or read the boards. So the project really is nothing without you guys, and please do keep talking to me and asking questions, because those questions get passed on. And I'm not sure whether Felix and Abby remember, but I also at the workshops we asked for questions that they wanted asked of the politicians next week. Abby's nodding. And those questions are sealed, and even I don't know what the questions are yet. And that's another way that we can make sure that all these different diverse aspects to the project are brought together really beautifully next week. So I'm not going to offer anymore. I just want to say thank you again to Jen and to Claire at the Cutting Room, to the Playhouse and to the New Art Exchange and Roshni for organising the panel event next week. And also to my partner in crime, Gavin, who has been brilliant in running the workshops. Without him, I wouldn't be quite as sane. We had great fun doing the workshop, so big thank you to Gavin for that as well. So I hope you have a lovely evening. I hope that all of you will be seeing the production because it is absolutely beautiful, and if you haven't seen it and you haven't got a ticket yet, get one because it's just a brilliant production. And I hope you all have a lovely evening and enjoy looking at the work and looking at the film work, and any questions, do come over and have a chat. And thank you Abby and Felix for coming this evening. Okay, thank you.